Okay, so today we'll be talking about differentiating equation from expressions and solving linear equation in one variable using the different properties of equality: addition, subtraction, multiplication, properties of equality. Now let us differentiate first equation from expression. How do we know that that is an expression or equation? So the examples above, negative 11y plus 6, 15mn, and 3xy plus 5m minus 2 are examples of algebraic expressions. Why? Because there is no equal sign. While in an equation, 3x minus 13 is equal to 29. So this is an example equation because there is an equal sign. 2 plus y is equal to negative 11. This is also an equation. There is an equal sign. 3m is equal to 4m minus 2 is also an example equation because there is an equal sign. So take note, an equation can be defined as a mathematical statement consisting of an equal symbol between two algebraic expressions that have the same value. So an equation always contains an equal sign, but an expression don't have an equal sign. Now, how do we know that the equation is linear? So a linear equation is also called first degree equation since the greatest power of the variable is 1. So in our example, 5x plus 10 is called 13, an example of linear equation in one variable because the highest power is 1. Well, for number 2, we have here linear equation in two variables. We have here 1. So we have here in the number 1, we have linear equation in one variable. And for number 2 is still linear equation, but it is two variables because the highest exponent is 1 and we have your x and y. Now, determine whether the following equations are linear or non-linear. So 8x plus 3 is equal to negative 9. It is linear because the x is raised to the first power, or the exponent of x is 1. For number 2, 9x cubed minus 8 is equal to 15. It is not linear. While, why? Because there is cube 3 in the highest exponent, so it is not raised to the first power, so it is not a linear equation. For number, the last example is it is not because the variable is inside the radical sign, so this is not a linear equation. Now, solving linear equation in one variable. So this time let us have solving. What does it mean having, when we talk about solving linear equation in one variable? So meaning you are going to find the value of the variable that makes the equation true. Again, finding the value of the variable that makes the equation true. For example, a number x added by 3 is equal to 10. So we have here a number x added by 3 is equal to 10. What must be the value of x added by 3 that will make it equal to 10? So since we have here 10 on the right side, so we just simply add 7. So therefore, the value of x is 7. So therefore, this is now solving linear equation in one variable. Because 7, that will make the equation true. Let's try to substitute. 7 plus 3 is equal to 10. So 10 is equal to 10. So therefore, 7 is a solution to this equation linear. Another example is twice a number x added by 3 is equal to negative 7. So twice a number x added by 3 is equal to negative 7. So what must be the value of x? X is negative 5. So if you are going to get twice of negative 5 is negative 10. Added by 3 is negative 7. So we have your negative 7 is equal to negative 7. So therefore, this is an example of a solving linear equation in variable because we look for the value of x. So sometimes it would be difficult for us to look for the values of x. That is why we have here some properties of equality that will help us in solving or in finding the value of the variable. The first property is addition property of equality, or APE. So what will be addition property of equality? For all real numbers A, B, and C, the equation A, if A is equal to B, then A plus C is equal to B plus C. So they are the same. So if you are going to add C here, so still you are going to add C on the right side. So on subtraction property of equality, so you are going to subtract on the left side, the same number or term will be subtracted to the right side to maintain the equality. Now, you do also have multiplication property of equality. For all real numbers, A, B, and for C, C should not be equal to 0. Take note, that C should not be equal. So C should not be equal to 0. Not equal to 0. Equation A is equal to B is the same. AC is equal to B. So any number multiplied to A should be the same on number multiplied to the right side. So that is what we call multiplication property of equality. Now, we have here the steps in solving linear equation in one variable. If there are fractions, so you are going to step 1, you are going to eliminate any fractions by multiplying each side by the least common denominator. If there are fractions. Now, if there are grouping symbols, so you are going to simplify each side separately. So, if possible, you are going to use distributive property to remove or to clear parentheses and combine like terms as needed. Then, step 3 and 4, so you are going to isolate the variable terms on one side. So this time we will apply the addition, subtraction, and multiplication properties of equality. And on the step number 5, you are going to substitute the proposed solution into the original equation. So this time we will have the checking. So example, solve 3x plus 2 is equal to 10. So take note, we are going to look for the value of the variable x, multiply it by 3, added by 2, the result is equal to 10. So this time we are going to isolate x. So meaning when we talk about isolate, so we should have to remove 3 and 2 here on this side. So how are you going to remove 2? This time, we are going to add it to its or subtract it by 2. So we will subtract both sides by 2. So that is subtraction property of equality to remove positive 2 here because we are going to isolate x. So to remove this 2 in this side, so you are going to subtract it by 2. So that what would be the result? So 2 negative 2, this is 0. So this is eliminated. 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. This time, we are going to change 3 by 1. So how are we going to change 3 by 1? This time, we will have apply multiplication property of equality. So we have to multiply to make 3 by 1. So we have to multiply it by its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3 is 1/3. So multiply 1/3 to 3x and 1/3 to 8. So that becomes, so what is 1/3 of 3? That is 1x. And of course, 8 times 1 is 8 over 3. So therefore, the value of the variable is 8 over 3. Now to check whether our answer is correct, so you just simply substitute 8 over 3 to the original equation. So 3x plus 2 is equal to 10. So this 3 times 8 over 3 plus 2 is equal to 10. So 3 times 8, 24 divided by 3 is 8. So just simply eliminate 3. Then we have here plus 2 is equal to 10. So 8 plus 2 is equal to 10 is equal to 10. So therefore, the solution set is 8 over 3. Now, let us have another method. Without using properties of equality, you can also solve the variable. So let us have another method. So our objective is to isolate x. So we will have to isolate x. So we are going to remove 2. So this time we are going to transpose 2 on the right side. Take note, we are going to collect all the terms having all the constants on the other side and all the terms having the variable on the other side. Since 2 is not on the proper place, so you are going to transpose 8 to the right side. Take note, if you are going to transpose term, don't forget to change the sign. So from positive 2, that becomes negative 2. Then 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. Then, since we have here 3, to make it 1, divide both sides by 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is 1. 8 over 3, that is 8 over 3. So still, we arrive the same result, 8 over 3. This is the other method. Another example, solve 3x minus 2 is equal to 10. This time, you are going to isolate x. So to isolate x, applying addition property of equality. Why do you have to apply addition? Because to remove this negative 2, so we are going to add by its opposite. So that becomes Negative 2, positive 2, that is 0. 10 plus 2 is equal to 12. Then to make negative 3 by 1, because we are going to make it 1, we have just like this, we have here 1. So we are going to multiply it by its reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal of this? Negative 1/3. So what is a negative 1/3 of negative 3x? That is positive 1. So 12 times negative 3, you have to multiply also by a negative 1/3. So 12 times 1 is 12, divided by 3 is equal to negative 4. So therefore, the value of x is negative 4. Now, to check whether our answer is correct, so you just simply substitute negative 4 to the value of x. So negative 3x minus 2 is equal to 10. So negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. Minus 2 is equal to 10 is equal to 10. So therefore, the value of the variable is of x is negative 4. So this is now the solution. We have here another method. So instead of using the properties, still the same process on, we are going to collect all the constant on the other side. Since negative 2 is on, it's not on its proper place, so we are going to transpose negative 2 on the right side, so that becomes 10 plus 2, that is 12. Then to make negative 3 by 1, divide it by negative 3. Still, you have to divide negative 3 also with from 12. So that is negative 3 divided by negative 3 is positive 1. 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. So therefore, our answer is negative 4. So still, we derive the same result. Now, another example. So this time, we will have to use short method or other method. So what have you noticed? So we have your 2x minus 5 is equal to 5x minus 2. So 5x is not on the proper place. And the same also with negative 5. So we are going to transpose 5x to the left side, and a negative 5 to the right side. Take note, if you are going to transpose 5x to the left side, you have to change it to the sign, which is that becomes negative 5. And negative 5 transpose on the other side, we have positive 5. So we are going to collect all the constant on one side, and to those who are not having variable on the other side. So since they are already collected, so we are going to combine terms. You have to combine terms. So what is 2x minus 5x is negative 3x. Negative 2 plus 5 is positive 3. Divide both sides by a negative 3 to make this 1, positive 1. Divided by negative 3, this is negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3, that is positive 1. Then 3 divided by negative 3 is negative 1. So therefore, the result is a negative 1. So to check whether our answer is correct, so you are going to substitute the value of negative 1. So 2x minus 5 is equal to 5x minus 2. So 2 times negative 1 minus 5. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. Minus 5 is equal to negative 7. On the right side, 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 minus 2. Negative 5 minus 2 is equal to negative 7. So therefore, the solution set is negative 1.
I never made it, but I know I